What?
The hook is going to land, but is it a bait? There's the flash forward. They want to lock down Soul, but he flashes away from the lantern. It's a disaster, and speaking of disasters, Sun's going to come on down. They want to be able to grab Soul as he tries to get out, does. That's a decent hook back as Senin wants to get rid of Bono. In goes Dread, and they are going to be able to trade 1-for-1. But most of the gold has already come down, and Tempt wants to find more bubble. It lands on to one, but Dread should be able to leap his way out. Sun is going to keep himself alive. It's another 1-for-1 trade, but now it's all going to hell.
And you can see that Xayah, a little bit late to the party. This is definitely a fight that can change the entire face of the game.
Yeah, and Kiin has taken the Blitzcrank ultimate. I love this. It's the only high-value ultimate that he can gather for himself. Senin takes so much damage, and immediately Soul just gets hooked and destroyed. Featherstorm in the backline, but Sung, you're not going to get any value from it. Does have Flash still available. Bubble going to be avoided. Nicely done as Senin. He's jumped on. There is a little bit of turret left, but Soul just picks up Senin, throws him back through. Dread, what is that? I'm not entirely sure, but Bono does take a fair bit of damage eventually. Soul is able to grab that kill as now Kiin has picked up a Featherstorm, throws it on forward, but I'm not entirely sure whether that's what he wanted to do. Tal into the back line. Oh my goodness, of course it was going to go the way of Hanwha. Now underneath the dregs of this turret, it's a sitting duck in Senin that they pick up. And this game feels about as over as it can be.
That champion that always performs poorly.
Like NA Jace, is that what we're
yes,
talking
exactly.
about? As Tal is going to get a Hemo Plague off. Look at all that health going back in. Sanguinpool is going to be on cooldown now, though, as he's now trying to trade. Not going to, as that is going to be click. I guess they get an earlier reset, something like that. They don't get trouble bubbled and destroyed, as the flash means that Bono does move back into the team. The Claw going to do a lot of damage there, but Sun can't actually help out. The Q's actually doing a bunch of work. Circle of Frost is hella high value, and now Soul is dancing around. The Ren set's gonna come in. The leap reset's not actually available because he hasn't evolved it, but that's a kill.
And that is a win that they certainly needed at this point in time, helping keep them inside of the game.
Kiin dives on forward, gets kicked back out again though as the abscond doesn't work. That's a heal. Okay, the abscond gets Kiin back in there. There's the Fate's call. They're looking for the Blitzcrank, and they'll find him. That is a very dead key. And that looked like that continues. The game moves ever closer towards parity as that's the ultimate coming out from Kiin, looking to try and actually win a fight here, but it's just looking so hard. He's taking so much damage, is Tal, and just not really giving too much back as, somehow the Q doesn't land. That is normally a guarantee. This Silas kick is actually now on cooldown as Kiin does find the hook, but is this actually what he wants? Goes golden, but no one's going to get hit by that trouble bubble. He's burning down and Soul grabs it. Frozen Thrall has been fantastic in the early game as Kiin trying to look forward for this one. Okay, they are going to be able to grab the first one. Bono's going to go down as Sun has to go golden. Golden is Kiin as well as Tal right in the back line. No kills are going to result from this one, but Hanwha's health bars are way bigger. That is spawning very soon. That trouble bubble is not one that you want to be dealing with. That hook was beautiful. The timing.
With his steal.
And look at the Soul vision available around here as Senin. He's going to die as Kiin jumps into the Baron pit. Maybe it's all a cunning ruse as he goes golden. Tal, gets a Hemo Plague in the backline, and that is just the Freak of Freaks members well and truly dead or having to go into stasis. Tal going to do the same thing as it's a double kill for the Xayah, and they just go back to the Baron. Can we actually get ourselves into a position where we can get this flank as Dread goes invisible? They've got one hook, and it does land onto the Thresh, but we got a full health bar with that redemption. And look at this, Tal just says, leave this one to me, boys. Soul might explode, but does have a Guardian Angel, and remember, if he can keep himself alive, he can do a lot of damage. Kiin, Kingslayer in the backline, keeps himself alive for some time. But Dread just got out. He knows what he wants. He wants to survive. And he doesn't think that the rest of his team can do the same. As Tal jumping on forward, it's a tale of two Vladimirs, and Tal showing that he can also perform very well on his. But the Silas picks continue to be confusing here in the LCK. Sanguinpool over the top. Bono gets himself in there. They do manage to take down the Kazakhs. The Vladimir gonna die, but that is going to be that. Humble Life Esports continue the win streak against the Afrika Freaks, this time 2-1. And it was an interesting series. Afrika stayed alive in that game for a lot longer than I guess we were expecting.
Yeah. Normally 4 versus 5s don't tend to go as long as that.
Yeah, and we were being very mean to the Silas that game, but he's once again demonstrating that he just doesn't offer a lot to these team compositions.
Especially not in the spots where he's being picked. If I take another quick look at the draft.
Yeah.
In this